obviously wasn't in love, if he was in love at all, with her physical beauty, because point blank here in 141 he's saying, in faith I do not love thee with mine eyes. Basically he's saying you are ugly, you smell, you're gross, but I love you. All your flaws can't stop me from being in your life. And that's one of the reasons that I say that I've been blessed with blindness, is because having this disability, and I don't have a full handle on my disability, and I don't want to sit here and say, oh, look at me and the hero and a martyr and how wonderful. No, I there's a lot that I struggle with regarding my disability, but being blind-ish has forced me to take less of my focus and my time and my energy or put less of my focus, time, and energy into physical attraction and more into intellectual attraction. And the perfect example of this is all caps someone. I mean, he is, oh my gosh, yum. He is really good looking, like so good looking. I go, oh my God. I don't know why he wastes his time on me, because he could have anyone. You know, I feel like the Reacher in this, whatever this is. I hesitate to call it a relationship because that makes it sound like there's capital letters in it, and there's not. I don't know. My relationship status is human mating habits are stupid. But all caps someone is my favorite human, so I guess I'll have to play along in the meantime. But in despite how amazing he looks and how he makes me tingly in all the right or wrong places, depending on how you feel about human anatomy. What makes me tingly in my heart and in my soul and in my mind is who he is. It's all the things that I cannot physically point out about him. I cannot physically point to his intelligence, because you can't see intelligence like you can see intelligence manifest in the form of his conversation and his grades at school, etc., etc., etc. But those are not tangible physical things that you can touch. Yeah, you can give him an IQ test and point to the piece of paper and say, look, he's a genius. I don't know if he's a genius or not, but I'm pretty sure he would be. But that's not intelligence. That's not the intelligence itself. The intelligence itself, it's insubstantial. It's incorporeal. It's metaphysical, I guess, you know? I can point to things that he's done as proof of how amazing he is, but his actions, yes, denote who he is, but I can't physically point to those actions and say, look at how, you know, look at how caring he is, look at how intelligent he is, look at how funny he is, look at how he understands me. You know, I can't, these things do not physically manifest. Like, yes, you can see the evidence of them in actions and in words, but you can't see them. So, in faith, I do not love thee with mine eyes. So, and I think that's a pretty awesome way of doing things. I think all too often people get hung up on the physical attraction and the physical pleasure and the physical whatever. But you know what meant and means the world to me? Is the fact that all caps someone stayed up talking to me half the night on more than one occasion, because he knew that I needed it. You know, most recently he did this Monday night. He stayed up with me until about midnight because I was stressing over something that happened Tuesday morning. I was stressing about what was going to happen Tuesday morning. And he talked to me until I was calm enough to attempt to get some sleep. And I got a few hours of sleep and got through that situation. But without him staying up, I don't think I would have managed to do that. And that was seriously awesome. He did something similar back in May. I was upset about something, and I was so upset about it that I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep. And actually, I was downright afraid to go to sleep because I knew I was going to have nightmares. And he stayed up talking to me until I calmed down enough to attempt to sleep. And I still had nightmares, but they didn't traumatize me, I guess would be the word, as much, because in a weird way I'd sort of anchored myself to this idea that I have this person in my life who cares enough to be there when I need him the most. And I mean, he's going through a whole shitload of his own problems. And yet he cares enough about me to set those aside and be present with me. And I like to think that I do the same for him. You know, that I know he's going through his own problems, and so I try and set aside my own problems so that he can rant and vent, and we can be each other's cheerleader, I guess. We can be in each other's corner. I want to say it was like Tuesday night, or no, I think it was Sunday night actually. I was thinking about his situation that he's going through. It's just not mine to share publicly. I don't think he'd want me to, and I don't want to, because that's his story to tell. But I was thinking about his situation that he was in, and this lyric popped up in my head from a song by Good Charlotte. And it says, so when they rise up against you, I'll be standing here right beside you, just like war. And without thinking through the full ramifications of what I was about to do, I sent, all caps, someone a text message. I said, you need to check out this song, War, by Good Charlotte. Do you want me to send you a link? And he texts back. He's like, yeah, sure. And so I was like, okay. So I go on YouTube and I find a video with just the audio on it. And I started listening to the song, and I went, ooh. maybe this isn't the song that I need. Maybe I shouldn't have told him about this song, because this is how I feel about him. That's how I feel about relationships in general. But the kind of one of the reasons I really like this song, period, is because it almost tells a story, because it really starts out talking about kind of the build up to a fight with your significant other, and how you sort of go to war with each other. And then the apex climax of this is that lyric where it says, so when they rise up against you, I'll be standing here right beside you. So the basic message is even though we fight with each other and we go head to head all the time, at the end of the day, we fight for each other, where we've got each other's backs, just like war. No matter what's going on between us, no matter what we're fighting with each other about, we're still on the same side, and we're still on the same team. And it's a really wonderful song. But and it's exactly how I feel about relationships in general, but how I feel about All Caps Someone. That no matter how many times we butt heads, no matter how many times he fucking frustrates the ever-loving shit out of me, at the end of the day, I'll beat a bitch with my stick for him. She's, she or he, because to me, bitch is it's a gender neutral term, but I will cut a bitch for him. Not out of jealousy, but you want to fuck with my all caps someone, and I'm gonna fuck with you. That's like that. I sound way more badass than I really am, but that's how I feel. It is at the end of the day, no matter how angry I get with him, no matter how angry I get with myself about getting angry with him, because feelings are problematic for me. I'm working on it, getting better. I'm still on his side. I'm still on his side. I'm going to support him. There's another lyric in that song that says, until the day I die, you've become the banner of my life. That's how I feel. But I sent him this, and I was just like, ugh, shit. I was like, you should check out War by Good Charlotte. You want a link? Sure. And then I listened back and I went, oh, fuck. I ended up sending it to him anyways. He never commented on it, by the way. Because I was like, well, we're down the rabbit hole. I told him about the song, so if I don't send him the link, he's going to go look it up anyways, probably. So might as well, right? But I didn't really want to... Ugh, human mating habits are stupid. But the point that I'm trying to make... I got off on a tangent. I know you can't tell that I'm medicated. I know. The point that I'm trying to make about this situation, that I have no idea what the hell is going on with this. I really don't. And I am point blank terrified to broach the subject with him. Because I'm afraid if I do, that it's going to come off as I'm being like too pushy or pressury. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I don't know. But what I adore most about All Caps Someone is not something that you can physically see. And I think that's fucking awesome. And that's one of the reasons that I say I've been blessed with blindness, and that, and I mean this not just with regards to romantic relationships, platonic relationships. Sometimes I think, or actually I know in the past when I could still see, because I was sighted until I was 17 years old. The people I wanted to be my friends whether they actually were or not is irrelevant, but the people I wanted to be my friends, I was more concerned about how they looked.